We back, big 2025. Welcome to and welcome back to HBCU, the show, the podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Good Rise of Good People, Bobby K here, and my fellow co-host.
Yes, sir. You already know what it is. Hashim the Dream. And our lovely editor
Wale not
brush,
well. Let's
brushing his
go.
ways under the do rag.
Under
It's
the do
crazy.
rag. Dedication. Let's go.
Here, Happy New Year to everyone that's watching, listening. So we are here with kind of a hot take video, but kind of broader. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. So we got a couple messages here that we're gonna read off, and we're just gonna kind of get into a whole dialogue about it because we got some things to discuss. Dating apps are hot trash, ruin regular ass dating, destroy people's self esteem, but they've all have almost become a necessity to our society in this day and age. And then the follow up to that, this is actually 100% true. I've never used any apps, but I know many people who have, and there's so many options that if one little thing is wrong, they cut the person off and go date another five people, and it just cycles. So, as you can see, this topic is about dating apps. We've kind of mentioned this before, but we kind of wanted to delve into how it was framed here. So, what are you guys' initial thoughts when you hear those two comments?
Uh, I think I agree. I think it's become a necessity because post COVID, well, during COVID you couldn't do anything, right? You're not going out as much. You're not meeting people in person. And then after that, like nowadays, those apps have blown up so much as like a necessity. Like you also don't want to meet people in person because you see how creepy people can be, both male and female, right? And you
Hmm.
want to be more safe, and you're not going out with unfamiliar people. You don't want to go, you know, you get to vet them on the apps, so to say, but you also have a lot of options. Especially if you're a girl, you have a lot of options. So if somebody just like, if it was a person in person, you could be like, I could bypass that. That's just a little like quirk they got. But on the apps, like, I can see this being a very weird person. I'm gonna talk to the other like 10 people that I got waiting in the queue.
The thing is, though, I see what you're saying, but the thing is, though, regardless, you're still gonna have to meet them in person. So that it's like the false safety that you feel on a dating app is a fallacy because they could be a whole different person on a dating app and present the best version of themselves with the prompt or pictures or whatever the case may be. You still have to meet them in person, and then in person is where you're gonna actually see the true version of them regardless. So the dating app is a veil, if anything.
But if you don't click through text or FaceTime, whatever you talk through after you get off the dating app, right? Because usually
Hmm.
you're on the dating app and then you could talk whatever. And some dating
Hmm.
apps, I think you have it. Um, then you could already vet them out. You don't have to waste your time going out to dinner, wasting money or whatever, because like I already know I'm not gonna get along with this person. This person's dry. This person's boring. I don't even want to put the effort in. It's not gonna lead
Hmm.
anywhere. Rather than you actually going in person, waste your time, figure that out, and be like, I waste my time and money. I didn't. Nothing's gonna come from this. It's not gonna be a second date.
So
It could
so
go
you
either
think that
way.
so you think because of the fact that you can vet them better on a dating app that makes it a necessity in order for you to try to like actively date people?
I feel like that's why people use it more. You also see more people. Like a lot of people when you go out, you're going out with friends, right? You're not really going out with
Hmm.
strangers unless you go to a club or something. But if
Hmm.
through those dating app, you're able to see your selection is wider. You have more choice through dating
That's
app. Not saying it's better. I'm just
hmm.
saying that's why it can become a necessity, or it is a necessity for people to do it, because not a lot of people are going in person, especially from a guy's perspective. Not a lot of guys are going out and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Blah blah blah. My name is blah blah blah." Because one, you could be counted as creepy. It's like, "What are you doing?" And then the question gets asked, "Why aren't guys doing this anymore?" But it could go either way.
So Wale, do you feel like dating apps are like a necessity, especially like I guess from a guy's perspective?
I believe that it's a necessity if you make it a necessity, because in the case
Mm,
of, I want to say, people who are more socially inept or who choose to not be as social, they might, if they want to get into the dating space, they either have to
mhm,
put themselves in situations like willing to go out, be like social, and do different things
mhm,
to meet different people, and if they see someone they like, for guys especially, take that risk of being rejected, and
mhm,
or you succeed, you got your girl and now, or your partner, whoever, and you go from there. Necessity part, I feel people put too much pressure into that. So I myself, I always felt like it's better to meet people naturally, and it forces me to step out of my comfort zone to talk to people and women of interest of me. I've thought about it recently because it's like, oh well, me knowing myself, I feel like if I was to do it, I won't make it my everyday, all day task to check my social, the dating app, whatever, Hinge, whatever the hell it's called. I'll just be like, all right, I made my
mhm.
profile. Some people like, I message, I go about my business. I'm not spending all my time. I'm not, don't, if you're desperate, it then becomes a necessity for you. If you're not, if you're just doing it for an experience or to try a different route of dating because it tailors to your taste, you're at the end of the day picking who piques your interest through their profile, how they look. That's your choice. Do I
Mhm.
think it's made regular dating trash? Not, I want to say the dating apps. No, that pertains more to the social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm not so much Facebook, but that social media space I feel has probably hurt regular dating. The dating apps are just an extra outlet to.
See, I look at dating apps as more of a luxury than a necessity. Like I get where Wale's coming from in terms of like if you are not the most sociable person or if you don't have a lot of luck in real life because maybe you're a little more introverted or maybe you don't really know how to approach people, then I could see where dating apps gives you a false sense of security and confidence and belief like, oh, I can meet people and match with people. But for people who are capable of being sociable, which I mean, the three of us all are able to do so, I don't think it's a necessity more so than a luxury because it gives you another tool to be able to meet people and try to go on dates.
I'm glad you said
But
that,
you can
actually, Bobby.
also, yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you. I'm gonna piggyback what you just said
no,
because
good.
people, luxuries, everything, you have to do everything in moderation. A luxury like that, people overindulge, and also you have to do it with intent. If you're doing this just to have fun and whatnot, then there should be no problem for you, or you should not be surprised by the results of people you meet. If you're doing this with intent to take it serious, then that's gonna be different for people who's having fun. It's all about your mentality. Go ahead.
So I have a question then for both of you then, based off of what the comments ask. So, should we view dating app as something that is fun and sociable, or should we look at it as something that's a serious tool in order to try to find your future partner? How should we
I
look at it?
I think it depends on the app as well as the person. Um,
Hmm.
it's not even story time, but like just as a reference, like when I was using those apps, like all right, you have Tinder, which I doubt people are using Tinder for
Genuine reasons? No. Yeah.
relationships, right?
Hmm.
Or probably not. You can use
No.
Hinge, and then Hinge. I think is would be a better option. Looking for relationships, and then you got Bumble, where the girl makes the first move, which essentially turns to the guys making the first move. Is that not true? But I think
I
it
mean,
depends
yeah.
on the. I think it depends on the app that you use. I think each app has a different reputation about them. So Tinder
Hmm.
for sure hooking up, and then Hinge is more you could find your partner, blah blah blah, right? And it also depends on the
Hmm.
person. Sometimes they put in the bio, I'm really just here to hook up, or looking for friends, blah blah blah.
Which is insane to me
I
because
see that.
it's like
I saw it all the time. So
I did too, and I was like, from my experience, like, why are you coming on a dating app to meet like friends? Like, I feel like there's social platforms specifically for that. But like, I agree with. I mean, I feel like dating apps, like I said, it should be looked at as a luxury. Like, the reputation of each app determines your intentions, and so from my personal perspective, when I was using dating apps, I was using it to try to find someone to be a partner with. I was looking at it for like, okay, like this is a tool to help me try to vet or venture out to like see different people that I might not be able to see in person per se, like by chance. So this is like, okay, like this person lives in Brooklyn, this person lives in Queens. Oh, I get to like have a conversation with them, message back and forth, and get an essence of their personality through this app. And so then I can determine, okay, if we exchange numbers or exchange social media, is this person worth of us getting to a first date, basically, which is the goal for me personally. So I think it should be used based on, whatever it is you're comfortable using it as, I would say personally. Well, you look like you
I
had
was,
something that you
yeah,
wanted.
I was gonna actually ask you, Bobby, you Hashim too. So
Ah, damn.
again,
Like I
we
would.
talk about intent and also the kind of people using these apps, but it can
Mm-hmm.
be a gateway to making you become a more open person. So you guys, I feel,
Mm-hmm.
are off rip, all open kind of people. How did you guys meet your significant others? Was it through a dating app, or was it just going out and putting yourself out there, or just not a freak situation, just a situation where, oh, someone caught your eye in a social setting, a gathering, and you're like, oh, let me talk to them. Well, how did you
That's
guys?
that. I'll go first. That's literally how it happened. It wasn't through a dating app. We met at a concert, and I just saw her. It was a bar that was at the concert. She walked past, and I was like, "Who is that?" And so I saw her, and I wanted her to take a picture of me. And so she took the picture, and then we walked inside. That's when the doors opened,
Smooth.
and
Hmm.
just something casual. But like that worked for me though because I like more of a face to face type of interactions. I'm more of a face to face type of individual. So that type of situation where like she was right there in front of me, it was the perfect opportunity. Now, does that mean like the dating app wouldn't have worked if we had matched on there? Not necessarily, but I think for me it worked better and it was more useful. So to meet the person I'm with. So I don't know if the same could be said for Hashim and his, but he could say, but
You looking at me. All right. Uh, it was friends of a friend. So went out for like a Thanksgiving dinner type thing, and then my friend's friend, well, my friend had her friends, and then a couple of my other friends to go, and that's how we met, and then we started talking from there. So
mhm.
It's a lot
it
of f
started
bombs
out
you
as like,
put there. A lot of f bombs.
oh, we started out as friends, and then
Hmm.
stuff
Friend
happened.
of a friend had friends.
I just don't want to mention names. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah,
know
I
yeah.
know,
who.
I
No.
get it. Yeah. This full disclosure. Wait, so let me ask you then, Hashim, to follow up. So, do you think that it would have been the same outcome if you would have met her through a dating app rather than in the situation that y'all met?
I think so, but I also think people don't take other people as seriously through dating apps,
Why you
rather
say that?
than meeting in person, because they automatically get offer look. You're just looking at pictures off of it, right? So you already develop
Mhm.
a personality or how you think this person's gonna act off of those pictures, and you can be
I
like, all right, that guy looks like an F boy, which I got a lot. Doesn't make any sense to me. But that,
Wait, you got told that on dating apps?
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I can
I
see it.
think, but see, stop it. but, but if said those people met me in person, right? Say, like how I met Kirsten in person,
Hmm.
it's gonna be different because you actually get to see my personality. You actually get to see how I've been raised and my manners and all that stuff.
Well, but she got to see it because you guys were in an intimate setting. Now, if you guys were just out and about, like at a bar or something,
It was
that
at a
she
dinner,
still
bro.
would.
There's like 20 people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's still an intimate setting, regardless, because you guys are in like a kind of an enclosed space compared to like if you're out like at a party or something like that. If she's just visually looking at you like next to someone or something like that, it's the same type of thing. She's gonna only go off of your physical appearance because that's essentially what the dating app is.
Yes, but
Oh, I
you
see this person through physical appearance. I want to see, okay, based on what I see, do I want to entertain this further, essentially.
Yeah, but you gotta remember the other person, the person that makes the profile picks their pictures to put up. So if
Of
you pick
course.
a picture of you just showing off your abs and stuff, it's like, you know, or you holding a fish, you know, there's certain connotations that go with those type of pictures, right?
I'm a hunter, that's why.
That sounds terrifying. But that's what I'm saying. You feel me? Like you get
Mhm.
yes, in
I get
person
it. I get
you
it.
get to you still make up a story about what that person could be, but
Hmm.
on these dating apps, you also gotta remember they're picking the pictures that they want you to think of that story for them.
Of
You feel me?
course, it's all essentially about, okay, if I'm using this dating app, how can I put my best foot forward? Because so like we mentioned, like Wale, I think you mentioned it. Some people have more success on dating apps than in person because on the dating app it's a veil, it's a barrier. So you're using that barrier in order to present whatever version of yourself you think would be most successful. So if I feel like in real life I can't present myself a certain way because I'm awkward, I don't really know how to communicate that well with women or blah blah blah, on the dating app I don't have to do that as much. I could kind of just feed off of whatever she says, or I could just put the pictures out there that makes me look the most flattering, even if I might not even look like that in person. And it can be kind of a more of a facade, so to speak. So I think in that sense, dating apps can be kind of dangerous because you're not truly going to see the most authentic version of someone.
Yeah. I will say that in the case of naturally meeting people, because I'm gonna hammer home the point where so like the dating apps have ruined regular dating. Only you can ruin regular dating for yourself. I'm not gonna lie because especially from a female's perspective, and Bobby, you're probably gonna know who I'm talking about in this moment in time. But you could be one of those people that every time I talk to you, you got someone on your phone. You got some side piece on your phone. You got a potential problem. You got a victim. You like to call it that I've heard. And you always complaining about these types that you're always dealing with, and then you complain and complain and generalize, and I'm like, yo, who are the people are you allowing your time on your phone or your space? Who is it that you're dating and giving the time of day? It can go into as well as the dating apps. What are the types of people you are matching with? And I'm pretty sure you have to have a conversation too to build some kind of repertoire to go into meeting them in real life too. Okay, how are they
Hmm.
like? Who are these people you're talking to on the dating apps now? Are they people of standard, or are they someone you just could just walk into in the street and do the same nonsense you doing off the app? What is it that you're doing? It's all about the intent. And I feel that people need to do a lot of introspection in themselves when it comes to dating and not put the blame on these platforms, these instruments. At the end of the day, these are instruments. It's not like these when you sign on to these apps, there's a hitman who materialized behind you with a gun to your head saying, "All right, you're gonna go into this date right now. I don't care." You
John
know
Wick shit.
exactly. Like you don't even look at them again. So look, you look at the name, that's it, done. Now you go into this place at this time. Have fun. No, no one's got a gun to your
But
head.
I feel like dating apps kind of take away the accountability for that to happen though, because you can very easily just say, "Oh, if I get rejected, if I don't get matched, oh, these women just." Uh. Whereas I feel like more if it's more of an interpersonal rejection, so to speak, or
Hmm.
interaction. If you are coming off creepy or if you coming off a certain way, it has more of a natural effect because it's in person, it's in your face. You can read the person's body language. You can
Hmm.
see like, oh, like this approach isn't working. This something about me is not appealing to who I'm trying to date with.
Hmm.
Whereas the dating app is very easy to be dismissive towards the rejection because a lot of it's not fucking real.
Yep.
So that accountability that you're talking about, I don't think you can get a lot of it off of the dating app.
There's not. It's not a lot, but
The
there's still.
most humble, the most humble I have ever felt when it comes to trying to date people is in person,
Yeah, but
more
you
so
gotta
than
you
any
gotta look
dating
at
app.
logistics too. Like at some point, like because the whole point of it is, at least from what I understand, my boy was doing it over the weekend. He go on Hinge, he posts pictures, and he gets feedback based on who
Mhm.
likes and whatnot. If you're not getting likes at all, after especially for a standard period of time, depending on what kind of person you are, I feel if you're not self-aware that okay, I'm not getting no kind of feedback on this app. When there's mad people
Hmm.
on this and they come upon my profile, nothing. If nothing's telling you that something's wrong with your profile, or are you
What's not clicking?
yeah, like what is not clicking?
Uh,
What's the message? Where's it going?
At
Yeah.
that time, you ask a friend and be like, "Hey, look at my profile. Is something that I could improve on?"
So so that's a good question. So do you feel like if you do use a dating app, right? Do you guys feel like it's best to have someone else, like a friend of yours or somebody, look over the dating app to see is this appealing, or should it just be something that you do yourself? Because I think that's part of the problem too.
It's always good to use your circle to give you feedback. It's just the same. I think like with you guys, well, mainly Hashim, in a natural setting, because you know someone who knows the person you have interest, there's more what's the word, comfort. Like you feel like this person, all
Mhm.
right, because they're in the same friend group. There's a sense of comfort. It's not a
Security,
yeah, security.
safety.
Thank you. It's not a completely unknown. Like, oh, okay, this person might have a good head on the shoulders. I could shoot my shot and see what happens. I have um faith in this person's character. Versus Bobby, your situation is a shot in the dark. Honestly, it's still a person. You're putting yourself out there. It's a shot in the dark, though. Who knows what could happen?
Hmm.
It's all situational and double-edged sword. But yeah, you should go and you should definitely use your village to give you feedback. Help them see what you can't see. You can't see everything. Could have came to me saying, "Oh yeah, I found this girl at a concert," and then I meet her, and I could have been like, "Bobby, what have you done?" Or I could be like, "Bobby, don't mess this up." Or
Hmm.
build something with this. I see it.
And the latter was reality. The latter of what you
Uh-huh.
said.
Hmm.
So Hashim, what do you think?
Uh, Me personally, when I was
Oh
on the
boy.
apps, uh, I didn't tell nobody. I didn't ask for anybody help because I don't want to be swayed.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
and that not show who I am. I'll pick the pictures that I'm gonna put up. Right. If I get a second opinion, that's gonna show. Oh yeah, you look cool in this picture. I really don't care if I look cool. I like this picture where I'm playing like chess or something. I didn't post a chess picture, but so I would rather prefer you go at it alone. If you're having like Wale said, if you're getting no likes, no interactions, yeah,
At that point,
Or
yes,
if you feel
and
like a headless chicken, you have no idea where to start.
yeah, yeah,
Seek
yeah,
seek
yeah,
how to start
yeah,
up with advice and everything, and yeah, go from there. Don't like Hashim said. Don't let someone steer you into a direction where it definitely feels inauthentic to your person,
yeah.
to your
Because
character.
hmm,
by that time you'll go on dates and then be like, this is not really a person that is portrayed through those pictures and
I will definitely say though, I think it's different experiences from dating apps in terms of the effect between men and women because I think for women it's more uncharted territory on the dating apps because of you don't know who this man is going to present himself as. And I think guys are more likely to like catfish or more so present themselves in a way they're not actually compared to like women more so. So I mean, I think dating for women in general is more of a grenade minefield, so to speak. I hate to present it that way, but it's just the truth. I think for them, it's definitely just naturally more of a difficulty.
Wait,
Okay.
story time. I can relate
Uh
this
oh.
to the show. I think Hashim, you didn't see it. Bobby, I think you do. But the show Cross. If I was a detective,
Mm,
he's being stalked by this. He has a whole thing where his wife was hurt in a certain way. Her life was over.
mhm,
But long story short, you meet a few characters where there is a serial killer whose method of uh, kidnapping people and torturing them, brutalizing them, resembles what is he doing? He is taking them and modeling these his victims to past serial killers because he worships them. And he meets this
mhm.
latest victim who he actually follows, see if she will make it out of it or not. But they meet through a dating app. Now, her initial confrontation, and this you got to use your common sense on these app platforms too. This
Facts.
woman got catfished hella bad. She said it, and she's like, "Oh man, I can't believe this happened." And she chose to listen to him and stay. Ladies or guys, if you get catfished,
Don't.
don't run. Don't stay. Don't take no chances. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, I don't know if I fully agree with that. I'm not gonna lie because
Really?
at the end, it depends. It depends. It depends. It
Well,
depends
this person on the show,
because
the serial killer was a completely different person than his dating profile to the
mhm,
victim.
like look different, like
Every
everything.
like legit, like when he walked up to her, she was like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" And I think she shows an image of it on the profile, but he looks nothing like how he presents himself in the dating app.
I was just saying, okay, so I understand why you would say like run away for the hills because at that point that person is just full of deceit and there's someone that should not be trusted. So I get it. Like if you are so like insecure or if you have such low self esteem to the point where you're projecting as one thing and the person is getting a connection with you online but you look completely different from your pictures and everything like that. Like at that point, no, you're a liar. At that point, I can't trust you. I don't know how it would be even trying to build a bond, a relationship with you. Um, but I think at that point too, like I don't think those type of people should be even using dating apps because I feel like you need to have a certain level of confidence and belief in who you actually are before you can even try to use a dating app. And I think that's where people go wrong is that they think the dating app is a tool for them to try to be something they're not instead of building on themselves on a personal level first and then using the dating app as a tool, as a luxury, like I mentioned before, to get whoever they're trying to get. So it's really like you said, you have to do your own introspective healing and working and find the best version of you before you even try to use that type of app to begin with. That was it.
So
That was
so
good. That was good.
do we think that these dating apps ruin regular dating?
I don't think it ruins regular dating. I think that it complicates it. I think if you are someone that, like I said, if you're able to meet people and you're sociable and you're willing to do the work, it's work to date because
Hmm.
you have a certain expectation or standard or whatever it is that you have intentions to do to find your person. So if that's the case, then I would always suggest doing it more in person than through the dating app. But if you're going to use the dating app, then use it wisely and use it with the understanding that this is just an extra tool. It shouldn't be the end all be all
Hmm.
of my love life is through this damn dating app because you're setting yourself up for failure and disappointment at that point. So it doesn't ruin it. I think it presents a lot of options, but if you don't use it with the right state of mind and you're very jaded about it, then yeah, it's going to become another headache in your love life, essentially.
Hashim.
Uh, I agree. I was supposed to say something else. I just got a text. I should have incorporated a story within this episode, but that's like a
Go ahead.
reference. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, so say during COVID, no haircut, no intentions of going outside, right? I'm still on Tinder swiping, still on Hinge swiping. It's more like a game
Mhm.
to me. It's more entertaining. I get to meet new people that I never would meet because I'm also locked inside the house, right? Um, so I did swipe on this girl, and we had this interaction that she went to Rolling Loud, I went to Rolling Loud, which is a concert if you guys don't know. And we're wearing like the
Festival.
same flannel, right? We're having good conversations, blah blah blah. And then one day the profile is just gone. Either I'm ghosted or she blocked me. I was like, damn, bro. And then I kept swiping and I kept swiping and I kept swiping and moving along my day, right? And then
Hmm.
so on my friend's Instagram story, I saw her and I was like, yo, this is the same girl, right? I was like, yo, the same girl. Why don't you invite I talked to them, why don't you invite your friends to when we go out? Every time we go out, you invite the same people, which I already
Hmm.
know. Why don't you invite new people? And that's how the Thanksgiving thing, which so happened to be my girlfriend now, right? That was the person that I was talking
Mhm.
about that I met on Tinder, and
Mhm.
she didn't even know until I told her like 2 years ago. I remember the messages, I remember the pictures, um, but you can, and it so happened, that just shows that you still could, link up with the same person,
Full circle.
whether it be in person or on social media. Or I
Don't
just got
don't
game, you feel me? But I always say I bagged her twice.
And this is
this
why we
uh,
man.
said you an F boy, especially when I
that's
first saw
crazy.
laid eyes on your
That's crazy.
partner.
That's crazy. That,
On first
uh,
glance, you a F boy is crazy.
that's
Damn, bro.
crazy,
That's
bro.
tough.
First glance on
Hey,
the
I
Hashim, you gotta
have,
change
no,
your
no,
goatee
first
I
or
glance,
had normal
something.
pictures, bro. Go
first
ahead, go ahead.
first glance on the podcast. That's how I like really first met you, Hashim. And because like Bobby has more like energetic personality, and you were very nonchalant. And based on how I grew up, the nonchalant kind of gravitates towards certain kinds of guys. Not to say
Crazy.
not to say being
Facts.
nonchalant is bad. I'm just saying the
Hmm.
way you portray that nonchalant, it's like, man, I got a date in like 2 minutes. Can we wrap this up? Oh, that's a
That's
baddie.
On
Let me
crazy.
go
God.
holler at that real quick. Let me holler
You
at
got
that.
that.
On
You got that
Yeah.
off
God.
a couple episodes.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I overthink shit, bro.
I like hearing people's first impressions of me. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. But
You don't want to hear mine, but yeah.
There you go.
last thing I'll say is if you got good friends who will invite you to events and drag your ass to events and will willing to embarrass your ass to talk to someone, I'm looking at you, Bobby. Um, to put you
Me?
out there, take that leap. Have faith and have faith in yourself too, because you never know. Get your lazy ass up. I'm talking to y'all and I'm talking half to myself. You feel me? Hashim, I don't know how you are with assisting friends with the dating scene. I feel like again you're like, oh yeah, you like her? Go ahead. Why not? You're like
Yeah.
you'll be like you'll look at them into their soul and just be like, yeah, just go talk to them.
Just
What are
do
you
it.
waiting for?
Hey, if you talk to me, then I can help.
See, you see what I'm
But
saying?
I'm not gonna put all the work.
Yeah, but
I'm throwing the lob.
yeah,
You
nah,
throwing
you
loud
throw the
I'm throwing the
RPG.
lob.
Nah,
off the
Bobby throws
back,
the RPG.
full court love.
That's crazy. RPG?
Man,
Damn,
RPG.
nasty work.
He'll give no, actually no. He'll give you a
Hey,
5 second warning, like countdown, and then just shoot that shit for you.
on
That's besides the
God.
point. Love you, bro.
Listen, appreciate it. Love you too. So, all right. So we're gonna wrap this up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. But let us know how you feel about dating apps. What your experience personally with dating apps? Do you think it has ruined regular dating? Make sure you follow us on Instagram, HBCU3. Follow us on TikTok, the HBCU podcast. They should be somewhere on the screen here. And until next time, we will see you again. Peace.